Every person faces a locked door, convinced that moving forward is impossible. What if the lock isn't on the door, but in the way we look at the handle? Maya felt like she lived behind that locked door. She was a gifted musician, her hands capable of drawing deep, vibrant strength from a piano. But the moment she thought about performing for an audience, the door slammed shut. Her mind would fill with crushing doubt and a cold wave of fear. This wasn't about the music, it was about the silent, judging eyes she imagined. She knew she had strength, but she didn't know how to find it when she needed it most. Her teacher, an old woman named Alara, noticed the tension in Maya's shoulders and the way her faith in her talent vanished the second she saw a stage. One afternoon, Alara handed Maya a smooth, ordinary stone. "Carry this with you," she instructed. "Every time you feel the doubt or the fear rising, just hold it tightly. Don't fight the feeling. Just focus on the stone." Maya was confused, but she accepted the challenge. The stone was cool and heavy. She started carrying it everywhere. The first time she tried it was during a small rehearsal. As the fear began to creep in, paralyzing her fingers, she gripped the stone. She didn't feel any sudden change. The doubt was still there, loud and clear. "You will fail. They will laugh." She kept playing, her grip tight on the stone. She finished the piece, breathing heavily. She hadn't magically become fearless, but she hadn't stopped either. Over the next few weeks, she faced bigger challenges: a studio recording session, a dinner party performance. Each time, the fear returned, and each time, she gripped the stone. She noticed a pattern. The stone didn't stop the doubt, but it gave her a focus point. It was a small, physical reminder that her hands were already busy doing something else besides shaking. Before a major recital, the panic was overwhelming. Her hands were sweating, and the heavy stone felt like a burden. In a moment of sheer frustration, she nearly threw it across the room. But she didn't. Instead, she opened her hand and looked at the stone. It was just a rock. It had no magic. It had no power. And then, the twist came. She suddenly understood Alara's lesson. The stone never had the strength. She did. The stone was just an anchor for her attention. It was a tool to redirect her mind from the imaginary fear outside to the solid reality of her own hand and the faith in her own body. By focusing on the tangible pressure of the stone, she created a tiny, silent space between the fear and her reaction. In that space, her inner strength, which had been there all along, waiting, could step forward. Maya walked onto the stage and placed the stone gently on the piano shelf. Her hands felt light. She wasn't fighting the fear anymore. She was simply choosing a different path. She played not to avoid failure, but to share her heart. The music flowed, full of life and passion. We spend so much time searching for external tools, a charm, a word, an approval, to give us strength. But the true power is always within you, not in the object you hold. That stone was just a mirror, reflecting the courage and faith that was already in Maya's hand. Inner strength is not the absence of fear, but the consistent choice to keep moving, even when the doubt is loud. If this story gave you a new focus, share it with someone who is searching for their own inner strength.